Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like the world is pressing down on you? Have you ever felt that your strength isn't enough to overcome the challenges that seem to keep piling up? Let me tell you something. You were not made to just survive. You were made to thrive. Right now, there's a power inside of you, a force so great that if you just tap into it, your life will never be the same. It's God's power, and it's been waiting for you to unlock it. You may be wondering, how do I tap into this power? How do I activate it in my life? Well, I'm here to tell you that this power isn't some abstract idea. It's real, it's living, and it's ready to work for you. But here's the thing, you won't experience it unless you are ready to fully embrace the possibility that God's power can transform your life. And that means you have to get rid of the excuses, let go of the doubts, and step into the greatness that's already in you. So I challenge you right now, don't just watch this for entertainment. Don't just listen for the sake of it. You are about to receive a message that will ignite your spirit, a message that will awaken the strength within you to overcome anything that stands in your way. Don't let this moment pass. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to walk out with a newfound confidence and the realization that there's nothing too big, too hard, or too impossible for you, because you have the power of God working in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that might shock you. You were created with greatness in mind. That's right. Greatness isn't just for the lucky few, it's for you. When you woke up this morning, God had a plan for you. And his plan was never for you to settle. His plan was for you to live out your divine purpose with everything you've got. Now, you may be wondering, but how do I activate that greatness? Let me start by telling you, it's already inside of you. God's power is not some far-off concept. It's within you. But the first step is recognizing it. The second step is understanding that your faith, when combined with that power, can move mountains. You are not just a person. You are a vessel for divine strength. When life comes at you, don't you dare forget that God has equipped you with everything you need to overcome. His power is more than just the ability to survive. It's the strength to transform your life and the world around you. And do you know what the key is? Belief. You have to believe without a shadow of a doubt that God's power is working in your life. You've got to make the decision today. No more living in fear, no more hesitation. It's time for you to step up and say, God, I trust you. I trust that your power will carry me through no matter the storm. But I know life isn't always easy. We all face challenges. We all face setbacks. But the power of God is greater than any obstacle. It doesn't matter what you're up against. When you walk in the strength of the Almighty, nothing can hold you back. That's why prayer is so crucial. It's your direct line to God's power. And when you pray, don't pray timidly. Pray like you already know God is moving mountains on your behalf. But don't stop there. You've got to have faith. I'm talking about a faith so strong that it doesn't matter what you see with your eyes, because you already know with your heart that God's got you. His grace is so powerful. It covers every mistake, every failure, and every doubt. It doesn't matter what you've been through. You are still destined for greatness. But the key to all of this, recognizing your divine purpose, unleashing God's power in your life, is patience. You have to trust the process, and you have to know that God's timing is perfect. When you wait on him, he will move in ways you can't even imagine. And when you walk with God every single day, his power will lead you, guide you, and push you forward. So what does that mean for you today? It means that you are unstoppable. It means that nothing that has happened to you or will happen to you in the future is beyond God's ability to turn it around. Every single thing you need, you already have access to. All it takes is a step of faith. Step into that power and let it flow through you. As you leave here today, remember this. The power of God is not just for a select few. It's for you. Walk in it. Live in it. Be the change you were created to be. There is nothing that can stop you now. You've got this. God's got you. There is a power within you that you may not have fully tapped into yet. It's been there since the day you were born, waiting for you to recognize it, waiting for you to believe in it. This power isn't just talent. It's not just intelligence. It's not just determination. It's something greater. It's divine. It's God's power working through you. But here's the truth. Until you acknowledge it, until you fully accept that it exists within you, you will never experience its full potential. Think about this. Why do some people rise above their circumstances while others stay stuck? It's not because one is more deserving than the other. It's not because one got lucky and the other didn't. It's because those who rise recognize what's inside them. They understand that their strength does not come from their own abilities alone, but from the Creator who designed them with purpose. And when you truly understand this, everything changes. You stop doubting yourself. You stop questioning whether or not you're capable. You stop looking at your limitations and start focusing on the unlimited power of God within you. That's when doors start opening. That's when breakthroughs happen. That's when you stop living a life of fear and start walking in confidence. Recognition is only the beginning. Once you know this power is inside of you, you have to activate it. You have to stop letting fear, doubt, and hesitation hold you back. You have to start making decisions like someone who knows they are backed by divine strength. Because when you recognize the power within you, you move differently. You speak with authority. You act with purpose. You refuse to settle for less than what God has called you to be. This isn't just motivation, this is truth. The same power that parted seas, the same power that raised the dead, the same power that performed miracles, that power lives in you. But it won't work if you don't claim it. It won't move if you don't believe in it. So today I challenge you, stop walking like you're powerless. Stop shrinking back when you were made to stand tall. Stop doubting when you were created to dominate. Recognize what's inside of you and walk in it. Because once you do, your life will never be the same. Faith is not just believing when things are going well. It's standing firm when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's easy to have faith when the bills are paid, when your relationships are thriving, when your health is strong. But what happens when the storm hits? What happens when you pray and the answer doesn't come right away? That's where real faith is tested. That's where you have to dig deep and say, I may not see the way, but I know God is making one. Faith is not about feelings, it's about trust. It's about knowing that even when you don't understand what's happening, even when the path ahead looks unclear, God is still in control. And if God is in control, that means you don't have to be. That means you don't have to stress over the details. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Your job is to believe. Your job is to keep moving forward even when you can't see the full picture. This is where most people miss their breakthrough. They want to see it first, then believe. But that's not how faith works. Faith says, I believe, so I will see. Faith says, even if I don't have the answer today, I know God has already worked it out. You have to stop waiting for proof before you trust Him. You have to stop letting doubt creep in and steal what God has already promised you. And here's the thing. When you walk in faith, you unlock a power that defies logic. Doors open that shouldn't have opened. Opportunities come that you weren't even expecting. Strength rises up in you that you didn't even know you had, because faith is not just a belief. It's a force. It's the key that activates God's power in your life. So I'm asking you today, how strong is your faith? Are you standing on it, or are you letting fear push you around? Are you walking with confidence, or are you hesitating, waiting for a sign? God's power is available to you right now, but it requires faith to activate it. Don't wait until life is perfect to start trusting Him. Trust Him now. Believe now. Move forward now. Because when you do, you'll see His power in ways you never imagined. You are not here by accident. You are not a mistake. You are not just another person wandering through life without purpose. God created you with intention. Before you took your first breath, before you spoke your first word, He already had a plan for you. But here's the problem. Too many people walk through life without realizing that. They let their circumstances define them. They let their failures convince them that they have no purpose. They let the world tell them who they are instead of listening to the one who created them. Listen to me. You are not random. You are not just here to pay bills, go through struggles, and then leave this earth without making an impact. You were designed for something greater. There is a reason you have the gifts you have, the passions you have, the dreams inside you. Those things are not accidents. They are clues to your divine assignment. God placed something in you that the world needs. But if you don't recognize that, if you don't step into it, you'll go through life settling for less than what God intended for you. Let me ask you, are you living with purpose or are you just existing? Are you waking up every day knowing that you have a mission, or are you letting life push you around? Because the moment you realize you were created for a reason, everything changes. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop letting distractions pull you away from your destiny. You stop doubting yourself because you understand that you are on assignment from heaven. And let me be clear, your purpose is not just about you. God put you here to impact others. Your story, your struggles, your victories, someone else needs them. Someone is waiting for you to step up and step into your calling. So don't let fear hold you back. Don't let past mistakes keep you from moving forward. God's power in your life is activated when you align yourself with His purpose. So today, make a decision. Decide that you will no longer live like your life doesn't matter. Decide that you will no longer walk through life aimlessly, hoping something good happens. You were created on purpose, for a purpose. It's time to step into it. God's power is already inside you, but it will remain dormant until you activate it with unshakable belief. Too many people are waiting for a sign, waiting for proof, waiting for the perfect conditions before they step into their calling. But let me tell you something. You don't need to see it first. You need to believe it first. Belief is the key that unlocks the supernatural in your life. What you believe will determine what you achieve. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll never step into the greatness God has for you. If you believe your past defines you, you'll never experience the future God planned for you. But if you truly believe that God's power is working in you, there is no limit to what you can do. Look at the greats in the Bible. Moses, David, Esther, Paul. None of them were perfect. None of them had it all figured out. But they had one thing in common. They believed in God's power more than they believed in their own limitations. And because of that, they saw miracles happen. They saw victories they never should have won. They saw doors open that no man could shut. And that same power is available to you. But here's the problem. Most people don't fully believe. They pray, but they doubt. They take a step forward, but then let fear pull them back. They trust God, but only when it's easy. That's not real belief. Real belief says, even when I don't see a way, I know God is making one. Even when I feel weak, I know His strength is carrying me. Even when things don't look good, I know all things are working for my good.